Okay. Should be getting in here. Sorry about the delay. I had to take some things apart. Anyway, welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago. You guys saw Lewis on Monday, but we're here on for Friday night's edition of SmackDown, which saw, of course, the pay tributes to, of course, one of the legends. And I should start off by saying, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. If it wasn't for him, wrestling wouldn't be wrestling now, would it? One of the greats. And a lot of deaths this week, honestly. But now we can settle. We can rest. Fondest memory of Hogan is him and Andre. Another memory of Hogan for me was his WrestleMania fuck-ups. Man, it's pretty sad. But it's Friday. It was Friday. And we had a packed show for you. So we had to, of course, remember one of the great legends, the Hulkster, the Hulkamanias, the Hulkamaniacs, Hulk Hogan. SmackDown opened with a shot of the roster and some legends on stage. Triple H talked about Hogan's passing before they played a 10-bell salute. And then went to a video package about him. Jimmy Hart was crying a little on stage. Triple H narrated the video that covered selected parts of Hogan's life and career. And then we jumped right into the show. So after commercial break, Logan Paul came to the ring to talk about his upcoming match at SummerSlam. He said it was good to be back in Cleveland before he did his usual routine insulting his hometown. He brought out Jelly Roll as his guest, and the musician cut his own entrance short to insult Paul from the aisle. He said Paul had been a silver spoon kid his whole life. The man with the face tats showed no intimidation getting into the ring with Paul. McIntyre slid into the ring to stand next to Paul, which led to the crowd chanting for Orton. As soon as the Viper got to the ring, he decked McIntyre to kickstart a brawl. McIntyre and Paul got the upper hand, but Orton and Jelly Roll came back and ended the segment by sending them out of the ring. This would have made more sense to be the final segment before SummerSlam, but it did what it set out to do. This was predictable, but serviceable segment that seemed to have the crowd invested enough to react. I can't wait to see what Jelly Roll is going to bring to the table when it comes to SummerSlam. And Jelly Roll has clearly been working out. He's lost a ton of weight since his first appearance in WWE. That is very true. And mine just keeps getting bigger. There is no way a W writer told Paul to pretend he thought the crowd was chanting "Thank you, Logan" during the Hogan segment. No. Alexa Bliss took on Roxanne Perez as Charlotte Flair accompanied Bliss to the ring for her match against Perez, who had Raquel by her side. The match was booked to hype the upcoming women's tag team bout for SummerSlam. Bliss and Perez are two of the smallest women on the roster, so both of them are used to fighting bigger opponents in most situations. You could tell both were excited to work with one another because of their size. And it also allowed them to do some moves that they might not normally do against taller opponents. Bliss began to make a comeback when the show returned from a break. The Queen cheered on her partner as she hit Roxanne with a flurry of offense. When Flair and Rodriguez got into a fight, Bliss hit a Twisted Bliss to save her partner. She got back into the ring. Perez rolled her up through using the ropes as leverage to, of course, get one over on the Bloody Bliss. So yeah. Perez defeated Bliss with a B-. I'm alright with the, I'm alright with the fucking tag team match going on. I mean, hopefully Bliss and Charlotte do get the tag team titles, but again, my predictions will be happening next Thursday. Next, Jade Cargill took on Chelsea Green. Jade Cargill got into a fight with Chelsea Green backstage and brought her out to the ring to keep beating on her. She rolled Green into the ring and waiting a referee to call for the bell, make it official. The show cut to a break almost immediately. We return to see Cargill still dominating the former United States champion. Piper Niven's and Alba Fire returned from watch from ringside as Green made a short-lived comeback before she was hit with Jaded by Cargill. God. Her Secret Service attacked Cargill only for Tiffany to make a save. And then, of course, a 10 stare down between the two with the championship in the middle. I'm not excited for this match now. Now, this is just C-. This is not even interesting. This build-up is not interesting for Jade Cargill fighting fucking, It's not. It's not interesting at all. I'm sorry, it's not. Even though I think it would be worth it, but it's not. The American Nightmare came to the ring to talk about his upcoming match against Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. He spoke briefly about Hogan before giving his expected promo about Cena. Backstage, Jacob Fatu was giving a promo when he was interrupted by The Miz. Yes! Because we were in Cleveland this week. Who said Fatu putting him on the shelf for 6 weeks helped him figure out who he is. He even slapped Fatu after telling him he got a match between them booked. So The Miz tried to avoid Fatu at first, but the Samoan Werewolf cornered him and beat him down eventually. Fatu was sent into the ring post as the show went to another commercial. Solo Sikoa and his crew showed up, but Fatu was able to fend off before being hit with a Samoan drop for the win. Fended them off before hitting a Samoan drop for the win. Sikoa's group pounded on him immediately. Jimmy showed up with a steel chair to even the odds. But, of course, the match and segment followed were predictable and kept the feud between Fatu and Sikoa in the right direction. That was good. Obviously, the Cleveland crowd was happy to see The Miz. Video package for Damian Priest and Aleister Black was good, so we might get that at SummerSlam or on an episode of SmackDown very soon. Maybe the go-home show. We then go to a tag team match that I think, that basically closed out the show. Andrade and Rey Fenix won a fatal 4-way to earn their tag team title shots against Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy this week. This match was a solid back-and-forth contest until Fenix was taken out by Lumis at ringside. That was when the Wyatts took control heading into the break. When we returned, it seemed like any comeback of challengers made would be too little too late. Lumis and Gacy looked dominant as they used quick tag team and double team moves to keep their opponents separated. Sadly, WWE couldn't even commit to a decisive win and decided to have Nikki Cross pull the referee out to draw a DQ. The rest of the tag team showed up but got demolished by the Wyatts. But then Fraxium took out DIY and then it turned into a whole brawl. So Nick Aldis came out and said, fuck it. You guys want to fight so bad? I'm going to let you fight. All 6 of you are going to fight. At SummerSlam, we're going to put those titles high above the ring in a 6-pack TLC match. And oh my God, it's going to get haptic in Jersey. Oh, it's going to be haptic in Jersey. I think that's going to be match of the night. Nick Aldis was like, yo, I'm doing something with my tag team division. Yo, I'm booking a TLC match. You guys are going to get fucked. You're going to get all fucked up at SummerSlam. Bro, Nick Aldis is doing something. Adam Pearce, work with your tag team. What you got? Shit. He ain't got shit. He ain't got no good tag teams. He ain't got shit for tag teams. And Adam Pearce ain't doing shit. Fix your tag teams, my brother. SmackDown felt very light on the in-ring action and in favor of having several non-wrestling segments, along with, of course, the tribute to Hogan. It was more than 30 minutes before the first match began, which seems excessive even for WWE. When we finally got to the action, most of the matches felt rushed and were hampered by WWE's abundance of commercial breaks. Exactly, so fuck off with the commercial breaks. Phoenix and Andrade versus the Wyatt Six was probably the best match of the night, and of course, it wasn't exactly a high bar to clear. SummerSlam is shaping up to be a decent card, with the build-up for the first two-night edition of the event has left to be a lot to desire. The TLC match should be fun, though. Graded a C+, and I have to agree. I think with the waves of how Hogan went out, I mean, shit. We had a couple of people show up and talk, and, you know, most of it felt like segments and commercial breaks. So not that, and then most of the mediocre, mediocre. Most of the fucking matches were mediocre. Like, there's your mid-card, The Miz and Jacob Fatu, and then you have fucking 2 women's matches right here. Fucking, and then Titanium. So there's really anything that happens, you can skip this episode. You could skip this episode, so, well, nothing really happened. The only thing you could probably, like, maybe if you're into it, is probably Miz and Jacob. Probably the last 2 segments, honestly. If you're invested. Honestly, they put no investment into fucking Cargill and Stratton, so that one's not, I'm not investing into that match. The women's tag team match, I'm a little invested. I could throw something in there. The tag team match between Orton, Jelly Roll, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. That's something right there. That's about something. But yeah, other than that, there's really nothing that's going on here for fucking SmackDown. So this was just one of those like mediocre shows. Not filler, most mediocre. Because filler is better than mediocre. But again, tributes to Hogan. So yeah, big week next week. As you guys know, the SummerSlam streams are coming. They're watch-alongs. Of course, you're gonna watch us live on the other side of this room here on the big TV. You guys will see us. I will let the audio play here and there. I know it's gonna cut. It's gonna feel like a commercial break. It's gonna cut. You're gonna see our reactions to it. So yeah, I have to still work out the times because apparently, I think they're happening at 6. So I have to look up what times are going on for SummerSlam. I know the card has already been set. All right, so the special start time is 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to have to go and basically edit my things and start 5:30. All right, so 5:30 you guys can expect us to be on here. Okay, I'm going to redo the clocks or change the times, but 5:30 you guys can expect it. But we got night 1 down. I will do night 1 all the way down. They're still working out this tag team match to put it there, and they have all this. They might add Damian Priest and Aleister Black to night 2. I'm on vacation that week too, so you will get that SummerSlam review on that Monday, and then you'll get a lot of streams this week, guys. So I'll be here next Monday, or I'll be here Tuesday of next week for the Raw review. I will be here Thursday to do the predictions of SummerSlam. You'll get the SmackDown summary in the early morning of the 2nd of August, and then you'll catch us later in the evening. So until then, I will see you guys next week. Peace.